I want to challenge the way that you think about things. I believe that humanity has everything backwards. We are taught at a very young age that we're supposed to compete. Life is not a competition. It is a journey. If life is a competition, and at the end of the competition, you win a reward and then it's over, that doesn't make sense to me. So I win something and then it's over. That sounds like death. So to me, life is not a competition. Life is about the journey. Even the competition itself is about the journey. You don't talk about the trophy. You talk about what it took to get the trophy. What's going on, everybody? Brian Gordon here. Welcome back to Talk Hard. I know we're doing things just a little bit differently, but if you will bear with us, we just want to try some new things. So a little bit about the channel is I originally wanted to start this because I have had such a drastic change in my life. A life that was completely empty of purpose, was full of confusion, was leaving a lot of unanswered questions in my life. And if you resonate with this just a little bit, then stay on board because I have completely transformed my life from full-blown heroin and a lot of other drugs addiction to now certified professional master life coach, unbelievably happy husband, a great son to my parents, good friend. I help people run businesses. I do all kinds of things. I have found my purpose. So if the title and thumbnail kind of caught you in a place where it's talking about how do I find my purpose, I just want to start off with this. A purpose isn't something that you find. In the background, that's what the result is, but it's something that you feel. So how did I find my purpose? How did I feel my purpose? Whew. We're going to go deep, huh? I was raised in a beautiful home with beautiful parents. By the time I was 12, this thing was going so fast, I didn't really know what to do. I was struggling in school. I was really making myself sick from my thoughts. I was dealing with a lot for no reason. And I think that's just kind of part of being a teen. So for my teens and my 20s, I was really just trying to understand life. I was learning about friends, not doing very well in school, and really kind of feeling dumb. Went in the military, got a lot of very interesting experience there, but after a interesting experience, I came home from the military, and by the time I was 23, I was running my family's business. Took us from a small amount to a considerably large amount, multiples of millions, and I was living comfortable financially. However, I was miserable. 4 hours of sleep, really struggling to understand the American dream. From morning till night, all I did was work, and that was because I needed to pay the bills that were in front of me, and I was responsible for a lot of other people. So here we are, we're off to the races, and I'm in the American dream, and I hate my life. Broke my arm in 2005, got introduced to Oxycontin, and that took me down a road of addiction that I was already on some level, but this one exposed me. So I spent 10 years, 27 to 37, addicted to heroin, heavily, meth, and pretty much anything that could make me stop feeling, because I thought that was now my purpose. I just didn't need to feel anything. I was kind of over it. But something didn't sit right with me, and so in 2017, I decided to leave where I was at and start over. So I went across the country to where I'm at now, and I restarted my life. I stopped fighting the things on the outside of me and started really diving into the things inside of me. How do I feel? Why do I feel this way? Is it okay to feel this way? Raised in such an area where you're not supposed to cry and feel things, and being a man is about being strong, yet I'm a super emotional person, so I was really struggling with a lot of these things raised in the generation that I was raised in. So 2017, I move. I start really diving into me. I start really getting selfish. And you'll hear me talk more about this later. I believe that life is about selfishness. And I know that right there is going to make you want to stop watching this. But if you would just listen for a minute and bear with me, you'll understand my point behind this. Because I believe that we have selfish misunderstood. And so selfish to me means I take care of me first, because if I am not full and I am not at my best capacity, then I am unable to serve you the way that you deserve to be served from me. So that is how I have learned to now see things. And so 2017, through the recovery program and it being mentioned, now's the time to be selfish, that was a time that really was about me. That was a time that I needed to dive deep. 2018, I met my wife. 2019, married. Then COVID hit, and I saw a very scary thing coming for others. You see, me, after you've been through what I've been through, you just kind of accept life on life's terms. If you ever genuinely want to be happy, you got to understand that everything outside of you is not actually what's making you happy. Your response to things on the inside is what genuinely makes you happy as a person. So in the beginning, when COVID first launched, I saw a lot of fear. And coming from someone who lived the majority of his adolescence well into his mid to late 20s and even 30s being fear-driven, I started to really see a deep concern for humanity, and I love humanity. So when that happened, I got this feeling in my body that I really needed to dive deep into who I am and dive deep in understanding me. So when I say your purpose isn't something that you find, it's something that you feel, that was how I discovered me. So I was watching something that Tony Robbins said one day, and he said one of the keys to life is about patterns. There's pattern recognition, there's pattern memorization, and then there is pattern creation. A pattern that I notice inside of myself is that I love to serve people. That is when I feel whole. I've had a lot of money, and it didn't do much besides give me some freedom to buy the things I wanted whenever, which were really stupid things at the time. What I learned through that was that I didn't love the things. I loved the idea of them. Spent $130,000 on a car. Thought, man, I'm the shit. Now I'm scared to park this thing anywhere. I'm scared that someone's going to break into it at night. I'm scared of it getting scratched. I'm scared of what else is it going to cost when something goes wrong. I can't even enjoy something because of where I'm at. So I continue to dive deep into me, and what I have discovered is that through my service of others and through the ways that I see the world is what I want to challenge for you. I want to challenge the way that you think about things. I believe that humanity has everything backwards. We are taught at a very young age that we're supposed to compete. Life is not a competition. It is a journey. If life is a competition, and at the end of the competition, you win a reward and then it's over, that doesn't make sense to me. So I win something, and then it's over? That sounds like death. So to me, life is not a competition. Life is about the journey. Even the competition itself is about the journey. You don't talk about the trophy. You talk about what it took to get the trophy. It's about the journey. It's about being your best. So if you are competing with anything in life, it is with your own mind. That is going to be your biggest competition. Changing the way you think for most people is extremely difficult. I need to share something with you. Change really isn't that difficult. It really, genuinely, I believe this in my heart, it's not. You see, your beliefs dictate your thoughts. So we first have to start with what you believe. I believe in God. I believe I'm an amazing human being. I believe that I am talented. I believe that I am smart, although historically through school, I barely graduated high school. So by all accounts, I have 0 college degree. I tried to go to a computer school once, and after I figured everything out in the first month in my head and was doing more than others, I was like, this is dumb. So I left. So I'm not educated. You'll be able to tell in my dialect of speaking intelligence that I just kind of struggle there. I don't have a very big vocabulary. But I'm doing something about it today, so I'm educating myself today. But anyways, I digress. So your beliefs dictate your thoughts. So you first have to start with, what do you believe? If you want to understand who you are and who you're supposed to be, you first have to discover what you believe. And if you're struggling to understand things about yourself that you believe, do you believe you're good enough? Do you believe you're smart enough? Do you believe you have the capacity to serve others or do something in this world? You see, I don't want to leave behind just a bunch of trophies. I want to leave behind a legacy that is remembered by others, that served others, and I do that with a completely different way of thinking than what you're used to. Sometimes I feel a little crazy. But crazy is what changed the world, right? When you look back at some of the greatest minds in the world, a lot of people thought they were just crazy. So if you are sometimes just feeling a little crazy, dig into that. I like crazy. I don't like psycho and uncontrolled crazy, but I like people that think outside the box. I think so far outside the box sometimes I don't even know where the box is. People have said that my whole entire life. So we talk about patterns. There's pattern recognition. I noticed that when I serve people, the feeling, this deep sense of just genuine joy, like the feeling that I used to chase, because the first time I got high, I felt that same euphoria, but after that, it just goes away, and then you're just trying to feel normal. That same feeling of euphoria is what I get when I am of service to someone else. When someone says to me, Brian, thank you, and it's not even about the thank you. What it's really about is where I know that, where that comes from. I don't do it for the thank yous. I do it for a deeper connection with humanity. And I challenge the way that you think through a lot of different things. So if we believe that we're not good, and we believe that we're never going to be good enough, then we're always going to struggle with doing something positive in our lives. So what do you believe? Take a moment and think about that. So your beliefs dictate your thoughts dictate your feelings, okay? Your body works this way, but I'm more than willing to bet right now your body works this way. You have trained your body with your mind to stress out at the sign of anything wrong. To understand your purpose, we have to rewire the way that you understand life. So your beliefs dictate your thoughts dictate your feelings. So when I believe I'm not good enough, I then think I'm not good enough, I'm then going to feel not good enough. That is then going to create actions that are not good enough for anybody because they were driven by nothing. But then those results show you that you're not good enough, and you get stuck in what's called this psycho-cybernetic loop of negativity, and you can just change it. So for those out there that don't believe me, you're more than welcome to comment what's the most negative thing that happened to you, and I will comment back with how that is a positive. Because I have found my purpose in understanding that there is a positive in everything, and I want to share that with you. Just like selfish is positive. I am always taking care of me. But here's the thing. I take care of me so much, so aggressively, that I'm constantly in service to others as well, because I'm just overflowing. My cup just never stops overflowing, so here I go. But when I have that downtime and things slow down for me and I start to genuinely struggle, then I take the time to be selfish. I fill me back up. I get back to where I need to be. Another way that I believe that we are backwards in our wiring is that you believe that as soon as I just get that job, as soon as I just get that girl or that boy, as soon as I have that marriage, things are going to work out. If you're waiting for your big break, it's not a real thing. That's not how it works. So inward reflection leads to outward perception. How you feel on the inside is how you're going to see the world on the outside. So if you're waiting for all these things on the outside to affect you on the inside, you're going to have a very brief moment of happiness followed by a lot of disappointment because it just fades away. Life isn't about what you have, it's about what you keep. The only thing I know I can keep is my own mind and my own thoughts. So I've restructured the way that I think. I find the positive in everything because I know it's there, and so I just refuse for there to be anything else. I've been doing this for so many years now that it's really hard to see a negative. I'm aware that it's there. I'm not trying to act ignorant, but it's just difficult to see. A better way to put that would be it's difficult for me to believe that that is what's supposed to impact me the most. I believe that it's there to show me that there's another possibility. So I see the negative, I find the positive, I embrace the reality, and I find balance. I have discovered the pattern in me. So after I discovered the pattern recognition, I started the pattern memorization. I started to repeat all the things that I knew about myself. So in this pattern memorization, I was just basically repeating to myself how good I am, how amazing I am, giving myself a high five. You know, I'm doing all these things for myself, feeling really crazy while I'm doing it. But I knew it was what I needed to do in order to understand where I needed to go. The next thing is pattern creation, which is where I'm at today. I believe that we are all an energy force. I am an empath. When I see someone get hurt, I feel like I genuinely feel it in my bones. My bones cringe. I feel pain. I am an empath. This is how I know we are an energy force. Has anybody ever walked in the room and you're just like, you could cut the tension with the knife kind of a thing? That's an energy. So I believe I'm an energy force, and I want to share my energy with others. So where I'm at today is pattern creation. So I create an aura for me. I create a life for me, and it's always for me, and I'm sharing it with others. And through that, people are going to become addicted to this thought pattern. And so as they see mine, then they start to recognize. So here's the beginning for them. After they recognize and start to memorize, then they will begin to create. So my whole entire goal with all of this for you is that I can show you how to recognize the patterns in your life. Believe in the positivity of things that matter. Understand that life is about inside. And when you control what's inside, which is the only thing you can control, trust me, I've tried everything else, then you can get to where you need to be. So if you're struggling to control your thoughts, the first thing I encourage you to do is to start writing down this negative loop. Writing down when it's happening. When it's happening, what is going on around you, and can you validate it? So when I wake up and I'm having a bad day, the first thing I do is I talk myself out of it. Why is this a bad day? Validate it. Are you broke? Are you homeless? Is your wife gone? Has she done something to you? Does she not exist? Did somebody pass away? Like, let's validate why you're having such a bad day. After I invalidate my bad day, I then go back into my pattern creation, where I am going back into, Brian, you're amazing. You have done amazing things. You love people genuinely from your heart. You impact others. And then off to the races, but you got to be able to recognize the patterns. So I recommend that once you write down your patterns, you start to look for how they are being created, so we know how to change them. Once we know how to change them, then we can rebuild them. You rebuild a new pattern, okay? As you rebuild a new pattern, your brain will start to recognize this, and it will start to help you memorize this, and then you will start to create your own patterns in life. I'm going to cut this a little short because I feel like I'm babbling in circles right now, and I want these to be productive for you. So please give me feedback. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. I want to hear it. I love feedback that criticizes, because I don't know how you are taking this sometimes the wrong way. And I want y'all to understand a different way of thinking. I want to open my mind to you, and I want to create change. I've created change for me. I want to share it with others. So if you like what you heard today, hit that like button, subscribe, share this with your friends, comment down below. I know I kind of just jumbled through this and I probably messed it up, but I don't really care, because I'm getting things out of my mind and it's making me feel good, and I know someone out there is feeling good from this too. Thank you, whoever you are. And so I'm just going to unload, and I'm going to share all this stuff with you, and we're going to go places, we're going to do things, and we're going to make moves. I am also a life coach, so if you want to reach me, you can reach me, Brian, at gglifecoaching.com. You can also check out my website. That's guidedgrowthlifecoaching.com, and we can have a discussion. The consultations are free. I'd love to talk to some of you. I love to learn about people, and I love to challenge people's way of thinking, because ultimately that's what a coach is. And I'll get into that in another episode. Thank y'all. I love you, and keep moving forward. When things are tough, let's talk about it.